welcome to another episode of Creating Within, the place to get in touch with your inner world. And I'm Stephanie Fleitas, and today's topic is going to be on intuition. Woo woo! Okay, I'm being silly, but no, I'm actually excited because I love this topic. And the reason I love this topic is because intuition is a very huge aspect of the way that I live my life. It is a big key to be connected to your higher self. So we're going to talk about intuition, and we're going to talk about what intuition is and how it operates. We're going to talk about how intuition speaks to us and how we can develop and open our intuition a little more. So I'm going to give some details. I'm not going to go really in depth because I'll be here all day, and I want to try to do a short video, as short as I can possibly do. Anyways, rambling. Okay, so let's talk about intuition. What is intuition? I'm going to start off by talking about what intuition is not, so we get the bigger picture. Intuition is not the mind that figures everything out. It doesn't utilize the principle of logic like a computer does, and it's not our ego. It doesn't work in the world of form and structure. So that's what intuition is. And so what is intuition? Intuition is just this knowingness. When you know something and you don't have the words for it, when you can trust and know the truth about something without any explanation. So it's basically that feeling when they say, I know because I know. I had a feeling and I did it I didn't have any logical or rational reason to do it, but I just felt like it, and this is why I did this, which is very much the reason, for example, how I became vegetarian. It was purely intuition. It wasn't like a rational decision. Someone told me I thought it was better for my health. I wanted to save the animals. No, it was purely one day I was sitting in my couch and my intuition dropped in, which was my higher self. And your higher self is linked to your intuition, and that's how it speaks to you. And basically it said you should become vegetarian. And I was like, okay. And I took action on that, and I took one other step, and then it revealed the next thing. In that scenario that I just gave you, intuition is not very logical. There was no logical reason behind me becoming vegetarian except my inner voice, my intuition told me to, Sounds kind of crazy, kooky, it can for some people. And the reason why this is because intuition works beyond time and space. Intuition is the link. It's the direct link. Imagine your higher self who sits on the mountaintop and has the view of everything. Your higher self can see everything that you cannot see. But then the way that it's going to filter information and connect to you is going to be through this mechanism called intuition. And therefore, intuition does not reside in time and space. It does not know past, future, and present as something separate. It sees the past, the present, and the future simultaneously because it doesn't know time. Okay, so I'm being a little redundant, but you get it. So intuition synthesizes information like this in a flash. Just think of some of our great genius like Edison and Einstein. They worked at very highly refined levels of intuition. In fact, Einstein talked often about intuition when it came to his work. And in a lot of his contemplations of the universe, intuition was often a big theme for him. He actually has a quote that, if I remember correctly, it says, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. But society honors the servant and has forgotten the gift." Wow, which is exactly, beautifully, and concisely put. And this is what we're talking about. The intuition is the gift, and the faithful servant is our intellect. The intellect is the logical, rational part. It works like a computer. But your logical mind does not work beyond time and space. It only works with this 3D reality. It only works with what is. It works with the past information, recycled. The intellect does not have any information about future, anything future related, which makes it very limiting. Still, it's a very useful tool. The intellect is needed. Everything in life is a balance. There's no black and white. You can't live in one area more than the other. So the intuition is a sacred gift, but we need to know how to honor our intuition and use our intellect, but not make our intellect higher than our intuition. Intuition speaks to us in present time. It speaks to us moment by moment, which makes it kind of hard when you think about it, because we live in this 3D reality And we have so many challenges on a daily basis, and most of us are focused on survival mode. We're living on survival mode. So it's very hard to live moment to moment and be presently aware of what your intuition is telling you. But your intuition speaks to you in insights, flashes, ideas, feelings, and that's how it communicates. And it'll bring different ways of synchronicities through a book, through somebody telling you something. For us to pay attention to our inner world, to the feelings of our inner world and the things that it's asking us to do. Because many times because many times this is what happens. We feel like we need to do something, like we should be doing something, but then our feelings, or we're forcing ourselves to, this is a better way to put it, we're forcing ourselves to do something, but then our feelings are telling us to do something else. And when you go against what you feel and you do what you think, which is using your intellect and now your intuition, now you're putting the intellect, the faithful servant, above the sacred gift. When you do that, you're not listening to your intuition, so you're not going to be on the easiest path. You're not going to be able to manifest and bring your different visions to life when you are constantly ignoring your feelings, your insights, and your hunches and your ideas that are coming from your intuition. So the challenge is to get in touch with our inner world, get in touch with those feelings, those insights, those ideas that we have, and be able to take action on them. Because your intuition is always trying to move you towards aliveness, towards a higher path, because it is in these higher, more refined energies where you're going to be able to really manifest the visions that you have. So the battle here is that we're usually in conflict between our intellect and our intuition, and oftentimes we allow our intellect to win. Therefore, we rarely listen to our inner voice. And the less you listen to your inner voice, your intuition, the less you take action on the feelings and insights from within, then the quieter it is and the more subtle it is. So the more that you use your intuition, the more that you develop it, which is what we're going to talk about now, the louder that voice is going to get, and the clearer you're going to be able to have a communication line between your higher self and you through the mechanism of the intuition. You might not like this for some of you, but you have to learn to trust it. And this is a challenging part, because all of us, yes you, we all have these whispers within us. We have a vision of who we want to be, how we want to be, how we want to feel, the things we want to do, the kind of life we want to lead, the things we want to bring into our life. We have these kind of visions, all of us do. But what happens is that very often, most people don't even allow themselves to fantasize about these visions, and let alone even fewer trust in it to bring it into their daily experience, to really, because in order to bring something to life, you have to be able to visualize it, and you have to be able to trust in it. You have to be able to trust in the visions that you're getting from within, and knowing, hey, like, this is my desire. Your higher self goes, okay, zzz, it goes up, connects to your higher self, scans the universe and says, okay, this is what you're going to need, this is what you're going to need, this is going to be the rest route, puts it together, filters it down, and now your job is to trust in the insights that you're getting from within, which means allow yourself to fantasize about your visions. Don't feel guilty about them. Don't feel like they're not possible. Actually, the more that you invite those visions in, the more energy you're giving to it. And then we all have intuition. Like, we all have it within us. Like, no one is exempt. The difference is that for most of us, it's a very dormant aspect of ourselves. But at some point, many of you have had that hunch, that feeling when you knew the phone was going to ring before it rang. You knew who was going to be on the other line before you actually knew. Look back at your life at any time that you knew something and you didn't really have any logical, rational explanation for why you knew it, but you did, and then it happened. We all have at least one instance of some sort of experience like this, and that is what your intuition is. So nobody is exempt from it. It's just that some of you are in tune with it more than others, and some of you are completely not even in the vicinity of being aware of how to use that sacred gift. So You have to, in order to open up to your intuition, you need to trust it. You need to allow yourself to fantasize about your visions. And you need to, the biggest challenge of it all is aligning your vision with your words, thoughts, and action. This is the biggest challenge of it all. And this is the big bang, the one that makes it, the vision, come to life and be able to really manifest the things that you want into your life through intuition, or really how you're able to get to your path quicker and with more clarity, is that you have to, once you allow yourself to visualize your visions and you trust in them, then the challenge is you need to start now aligning your words, your thoughts, and your actions to that vision. You're going to have to take action upon the feelings that you have. You know, you might be on the computer, for example, working on a project or doing something for work, but in that moment you have a feeling where you're like, oh, I want to go out for a walk. You know, you have this side that's just this feeling that just wants you to go out for a walk, or wants you to take a rest, or wants you to just not work for the rest of the day. And then your intellect says, oh, no, but you need to get this done, because if you don't get this done, this is going to happen. And, you know, your intellect usually gives you the worst case scenario. But in taking action on that and going for that walk and taking that nap and doing what does not seem logical and rational, but it's what you feel like doing, that is you opening up and listening to your intuition. Because your intuition, again, is not going to come in a rational form, and it's going to have you do things that you're not going to understand. But guess what? The route that the intuition is taking you is going to be the quicker route to get you to where you want to be. It knows it, but it tries to take you there in a more playful way, in a less resistance way. When we're trying to work uphill and trying to be in resistance and feeling that we need to do things a hard way and that we have to work hard in order to have anything in life, those are all beliefs. So your intuition is always showing you the way, but now you have to take action upon it. And every time that you take action on the insights that you have about intuition, the feelings that you have inside, then the stronger that voice is going to get, that connection between your higher self and you. The communication line is going to open up even further, because every time that you take action on what you feel, what you're doing is you're taking your energy to higher levels and higher levels. You're opening up, and as you open up, then you're able to see the bigger picture, because if you're in a closed space, the proximity of the area that you're going to be able to see is going to be very limited. The more you open yourself up, the more you can see and the more you can bring into your experience. Ultimately, you have to believe. You have to have faith. You got to take, intuition requires for you to take a leap of faith. And you know what? When you think about it, any very successful person who's made a huge impact on society, at some point or another took a leap of faith. Because somebody like the Wright brothers, who were able to launch and create the first successful aircraft ever, they had to have a big leap of faith to believe in their vision, to believe in something that never had been done before, that didn't exist. So doing things that seem impossible are actually possible. Just look around you. Everything in our universe, everything that is now was once not here, and it was made possible by the intuition that lives in the future, and it brings your visions from the future into the 3D reality, and it brings it to life. So last time I did a video, there was ambulance or police as well. Weird. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up because it's getting a little long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a more in-depth article on this topic on my site, and perhaps if you guys actually like this topic and found it valuable, I'll do a part 2 on the topic of intuition and give you guys a little bit more in-depth information. Hey guys, one last thing before I let you go. I wanted to fill you in and let you know that I am about to drop my very first ebook in the next few days, so look out for it. I will keep you posted on it. It's called Traveling Within, and it's about how you can learn to travel the world while connecting with your higher self.